Ambassador Franklin studied his own glass a bit before answering. They are giving us quite a data dump, not just technology, but also galactic politics, a little bit of the biology and history of the major member species, and, recently, they've started introducing us to assorted non-sentient curiosities that we will run into out there. All in all, they seem to be doing everything in their power to uplift us as fast as possible to the point where we can participate actively in the galactic community. But, said President Armand, your words sound good, but your tone and body language say you are worried. I can't put my finger on it, but my counterpart among the Gissel, Ambassador Skrizik, seems, I don't know, concerned. It's like every time he gives us something new, when we talk about it later he seems surprised at what we did with it. I feel like we are failing some kind of test or something, but he keeps coming back with more? Yes. Perhaps, then, we aren't failing his test so much as subverting it. What do you mean? President Armand sipped his drink and then sat back a bit. Let me tell you about a cat my family used to have. Snuggles was born a barn cat, but soon enough adapted to the indoor-outdoor life of our suburban neighborhood. He was affectionate, well-behaved, and an absolute terror to the local rodent population. But one night when he was about 6 or 7 years old, Snuggles jumped up on our dining table before we had a chance to clear the dinner dishes away. He had never jumped up on the table before, and I wanted to stop that behavior immediately. So I dashed over to the table, scooped him up, and tossed him out onto the porch in the pouring rain. However, the next night he jumped up onto the table again. So again I tossed him out into the wet and cold. This went on for a week. By the end of the week, the cat had learned and, for the rest of his life, whenever he wanted to go outside, he would jump up on our dining room table and stare at me. Ambassador Franklin chuckled, good story, but how does it apply? Ambassador Skrizik may be trying to teach us something with his gifts, and maybe what we are learning isn't what he was intending to teach us. From Ambassador Skrizik, Earth Posting, Liaison to Humans. To Director Thust, Department of New Species Integration. I regret to inform you that Uplifting Humans continues to be confounding and is veering off plan in unexpected directions. Rather than trying to explain in general terms, allow me to present 2 examples from which you can draw your conclusions. Example 1. Several rotations of their planet ago, we introduced them to dogs, those prolific and voracious pests that thrive in the small recesses of spacecraft and have doomed many with their destructive chewing of vital systems. We provided the humans with a small breeding population with the hope that they would understand the threat and devise indigenous methodologies for dealing with an infestation of dogs. Today, the human Ambassador Franklin thanked me profusely for providing them with such a wonderful renewable food source for long space missions, and assured me that they taste like a human food source called chicken. I recommend that we send out a bulletin making all planets and stations aware that any visiting human spacecraft will probably have a considerable population of dogs on board and should follow necessary containment procedures. Example 2. As per protocol, we presented the humans with designs for the more commonly used FTL field generators along with their benefits and issues. This included the Type A Argonaut generator, with the explanation that, while the design is simple and inexpensive to construct, it should never be attempted due to its inherent instability and propensity to blow up with enough energy to break apart an asteroid. I should not have been surprised when the first thing the humans did was develop the Type A Argonaut generator into an effective asteroid mining tool. They seem to be completely unaware of the difference between a warning and a suggestion. Any advice is appreciated, but I must warn you in advance that will probably prove futile. Humans just think differently. Thanks for joining me on Sci-Fi Space Stories. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and let me know in the comments below what kind of stories you'd love to see next.